What started as a wild idea just got us featured in Forbes Magazine. From a passion project to the world spotlight, we're going to tell you how we got into the world's biggest business magazine.
All right, I know I've said it before. I'm going to try and keep this short, but first and foremost, before I get into the article, I want to thank all of our car owners that we work with. There's over 80 car owners from coast to coast and several overseas as well that we rent out their DeLorean Time Machine. So everybody, there's far too many people to name. So rather than just naming a few, I want to thank everybody, for their continued support, for all their help, because this wouldn't be possible without all the car owners that we have on our roster. So, a big thank you to all you guys. It's been a pleasure working with you since 2020. I never in a million years thought that we would be featured in Forbes. I'll take any free publicity that I can get. This has been over a year in the making. They've reached out to me several times wanting to do an article, but it was never the right... There's always a good time. So on my end, it was not about that, but it was more about the right angle, the right article, the right message they wanted to convey. It was all... The last two people that really wanted to do it were... It was a little bit about DeLorean Rental sprinkled into a much bigger story. And while I would have been fine with that, they kind of fizzled out. And then I was fortunate to have another writer reach out and loved what we were doing, which I obviously was excited to hear, and asked about writing an article. And I didn't want to get my hopes up, but I said, sure. So we went through the process, and it was an extremely easy process working with her, Margot. So a lot of credit goes to her. She's fantastic. I appreciate all the hard work and just the openness and willingness of her. She had a lot of questions just about DeLorean, the time machines, everything. She wanted to know, everything that's involved in this. Because again, this is for Forbes. This isn't for some small publication. This is as big as it gets when it comes to business. So thank you to everybody, again, our car owners. Thank you to everybody who's followed us through the years, whether that be on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, doesn't matter what it is. Our clients, huge thank you to everybody who's rented a car from us and will be renting a car from us in the future. You guys are certainly a big part of this. To friends and family, again, you guys are rock stars. Appreciate all the support from you as well. And even to the haters, there are a few out there, believe it or not. So anytime you comment, anytime you post, anytime you talk about us online, it only helps our algorithm. So thank you for that. But again, this is a much bigger story than just DeloreanRental.com. There's plenty of car owners that aren't in our pipeline that this is going to affect in a positive way. I've always said it from day one, and it's the number one thing that people say to me is, I had no idea that this was a thing. I had no idea you could rent a DeLorean Time Machine replica. So, this is going to help everybody that rents out their time machines, whether that you be just an individual or people who do kind of what we do on a smaller basis. It's going to help everybody. Now, granted, the article is about DeLorean Rental, but it is going to affect everybody in a positive way. So, as you can see here, they kind of start off talking about just DeLorean. What was DeLorean? What happened? It's a brief kind of summary. And where is DeLorean now? And then it kind of goes into DeloreanRental.com. Started by myself in 2020. Technically, it was late 2019, but it was under a different name. It was DeloreanRentalCompany.com, but I wanted a shorter name, so I was able to procure DeLorean Rental, which started in February of 2020, which was not the best time because into March started COVID and things just kind of snowballed from there. So, there's a picture of one of our cars that was used in the Macy's parade a couple years ago. So it talks a little bit about just the early days. And I say early days, the company's only been in business for 5 years, but kind of how we started, what started everything for us. There's a picture from C2E2, one of the Comic-Cons. We do a lot of those. Basically talking about this isn't just a car to rent, it's an experience, and that's what I really wanted to convey to people. It's not just the car. People really wanted the experience, and it took me a little while to understand that. But once I understood it, I wanted to craft the company around that, about creating something that you can't get anywhere else. And that's what we do best, to be honest with you, is creating that experience, resilient and growing from adversity. Everybody's grown from COVID, whether you like to, admit it or not. We've all grown in some way from COVID. It forced us to do that. Talking a little bit about social media, right? Social media has been huge for DeLorean Rental. Power of pop culture, of course. Everybody knows the car from Back to the Future. So, and then looking ahead, right? We're constantly growing, adding new cars weekly, monthly. So again, I wanted to keep this short and sweet. I really just wanted to thank everybody. The article is about DeLorean Rental, and I am mentioned in it, and I'd be remiss to not thank everybody that's been involved in this. All of our car owners, every one of you watching, everybody who follows us on social media, everybody who comments, likes, shares our content. All of that helps and helped build what you see here. So every single one of you watching this, were involved in getting this on Forbes. So from the bottom of my heart, I can't thank you enough. We've got a lot of really, really fun and big things coming up in the future, no pun intended. But until then, very much appreciate everybody. We've got some crazy episodes coming up as well. You don't want to miss them. And I mean crazy episodes. We're going to be doing some fun stuff with the DeLorean Time Machine. So stick around, leave a comment, leave a like, share the video. We'll see you in the future. Enjoy your day.